Martin from the Philippines. We're here in Real Talk Lifeline. So, welcome to Podcast Meditations, and we're here on Ep.2 of The Way of the Superior Man. So, let's get to it. What are the best lessons moving forward from The Way of the Superior Man? So, as I share my screen over here, boom, full screen this, and let me zoom in so you guys have a better view over here. All right. So just checking. All right. So let's get to it. So the way of the superior man. Let me get this out of the way. There you go. The first or the best lesson I got moving forward for Ep.2 is this. It is honorable for a man to admit his fears, resistance, and edge of practice. It is simply true that each man has his limit, his capacity for growth, and his destiny. So, what I love about this book, which again, I heard about from a mentor about a decade ago, I just started reading this a month ago, November 2024. So, this first lesson that I got from the book talks about admitting our fears. And I'll be the first to admit, I even got feedback from a girl, and she did say, Martin, you're a very fearful person. So, as a man, I didn't really know how to process that. So, some of us think we feel like we're less of a man just because someone points out fear in us. But what I love about this quote or this line from the book here is it is honorable for a man to admit his fears. So, it is simply true that each man has his limit or he has his fears. So, moving to the next best lesson I got from The Way of the Superior Man over here, if you have deluded yourself and feel that you are not afraid, then you are lying to yourself. All men are afraid unless they are perfectly free. So I love this line because then again, it shows us the truth. All men are afraid. I'll admit, I have fear. That is my default. I believe, again, from 37 years of living, it's part of the human condition up to this day. So it says, unless you are perfectly free, then you have no fear or you're not afraid. And translation of that to me is that means you're dead. Or like you're in heaven. Something like that. You're enlightened. So the next lines, the last best lesson I got from this podcast, this episode is a fearful man who knows he is fearful is far more trustable than a fearful man who isn't aware of his fear. And a fearful man who leans into his fear, living at his edge and putting his gift out from there, is more trustworthy and more inspirational. So I'm gonna stop the screen share over here. Go back to this. So we are in our podcast meditations of The Way of the Superior Man. So this one was a short podcast meditation, but I hope you guys, just like me, got a lot of good hits, good wisdom, and realizations, best lessons from this. So this is the session, this episode for today. Ending this one quick. Thank you. I love you. And I will see you next time.